Hey guys, Jonathan was here for JM Sports 100, the JM Sports Show. How is it going? I'm here to make NFL picks for Week 6 in the 2014 NFL season. Now, the last couple of weeks, these videos have gone on way longer than I wanted to, and uploading them is not easy, so I'm going to try to keep it as short and sweet as I possibly can this week, even though I say it every week, and uh, picks drag out longer than they should. We are 1-0 on the week. We have the Colts beating the Texans. I put the pick on the JM Sports Show Facebook page. Go check that out if you haven't already. Links will be in the description for both Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and give us a follow. And 33-28, the Texans, or I'm sorry, the Colts get the win on Thursday. That game was the Colts were a lot more dominant in that game than the score shows, at least for a good majority of that game. We were also, by the way, coming off of a 13-2 week last week, so 14-2 in our last 16 games. We are 49-28 on the year, 642 wins, 394 losses, and two ties is the lifetime record. All right, let's get to the picks now for Sunday, starting off with New England at Buffalo. Now, interesting matchup here already to kick things off because we do know that New England seems to struggle with Buffalo a little bit. New England coming off of a big win against Cincinnati last week. New England spending a lot of time in the news this week with the whole what's going to happen with Tom Brady. Are the Patriots going to move off of him? I don't think that's going to be much of a distraction. I think the Patriots are a little too well run for that. Meanwhile, Buffalo is 3-2, but I've said it and I'll continue to say it. I don't think Buffalo is still a good team. I don't think they have a full answer at quarterback. I am going to go with New England in this game. Carolina and Cincinnati. Now, the funny thing is, a lot of people have lost a lot of stock in Cincinnati after what happened on Monday night against New England. Listen, that's just what Cincinnati's culture is. Cincinnati struggles in the playoffs. Cincinnati struggles in big games. They struggle in primetime games. This isn't a primetime game. This isn't an afternoon game. Cincinnati still has one of the best rosters in the league. They're going up against a Carolina team that is 3-2 and really, really struggling. I am going to go with Cincinnati in the game. Pittsburgh and Cleveland. I kind of struggled to decide which way I was going to go here. Cleveland almost beat Pittsburgh the first time these two teams met. These games are always tight. I think Cleveland's an okay team. Cleveland struggled against Tennessee, but uh, were able to keep up with them enough to get the final word, get the score when it mattered, and get the win. I don't think that happens in back-to-back weeks. I do have Pittsburgh getting the win. Denver and the New York Jets. The Jets are just a dysfunctional organization. I would say move off Geno Smith, but where do you go? You move off of Geno Smith. Do you go to Michael Vick? Yeah, even Michael Vick admitted this week he wasn't very prepared to play in the game against San Diego last week. Do you really want to move off of him and go to a quarterback who readily admits, yeah, I probably don't prepare like I should. Um, I don't know that you do that. If you are the Jets, I don't know. I really don't know what you do. If you are the Jets, what do you do with Geno Smith? Do you get off of him and then go find yet another franchise quarterback? It didn't work out well with Sanchez. It's not working out with Geno Smith. Do you really want to do that? Does Rex Ryan stay? Quite frankly, I don't think he does. But what do you do? The Jets are just a mess. They have a lot of questions and no answers. I know the game's in New York, but they're going up against Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. Yes, the Jets have a good defense. I do think the Broncos will be able to pick it apart a little bit, and I do think that defense is going to cause Geno Smith to struggle a little bit. I am going with the Broncos to get the win. Detroit Lions at the Minnesota Vikings. Lions coming in 3-2, losing, of course, to Buffalo by a field goal last weekend. Minnesota coming off of the thrashing at the hands of the Green Bay Packers. The Lions come into this game extremely beat up. Kelvin Johnson is not healthy and listed as doubtful. Reggie Bush listed as questionable. Uh, Teddy Bridgewater is going to be back for the Vikings. I think that's big for them. I think Bridgewater is the best quarterback to have in Minnesota, which I'll admit that it's maybe a little early to say this, but I may have been wrong there with the Bridgewater thing. I didn't think it would work. I know it's only been a little sample size that they had with him, but he looked good for what he was in, and like I said, if you take away Matt Stafford's weapons, how good of a quarterback is he really? He's got some good tight ends, but other than that, no Kelvin Johnson, no Reggie Bush. I think that's a big problem for the Lions. I'm actually going to go with the Vikings to beat the Lions. Green Bay Packers and the Miami Dolphins is our next game. This is an interesting game here, and you could say that, I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, you probably love the Packers in this game, and I don't. I don't love the Packers in this game. It's going to be hot. I believe they're talking upper 90s for kickoff. That could be a problem. Miami's goal is simple: keep the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands. If anybody knows Aaron Rodgers on that Miami squad, it is head coach Joe Philbin. And quite frankly, I do think that they are going to be able to do a good job with keeping the ball out of Rodgers' hands because they can run the ball a little bit, and if you can run the ball even a little against the Green Bay Packers, you're going to have success because the Packers defense really struggles with stopping the run. Meanwhile, the Dolphins defense, not a terrible defense, not terrible against the run, and the Packers struggle to run against good teams. Packers also struggle to stop mobile quarterbacks. I don't love Ryan Tannehill, but he is mobile. He can move around in the pocket. I do think the Packers will get the win in this game, but I do think it's probably about a field goal game. I think it'll be ugly either way, so give me the Packers to win tight. Jacksonville and the Tennessee Titans is our next game. Jacksonville could potentially get their first win of the year here. They're of course 0-5. I don't think so. I am going to go with Tennessee, but I'm not very comfortable with it. I don't love Locker at quarterback for the Titans. I don't love really much of this Titans team, but Tennessee, coming off of that heartbreaking loss against Cleveland last weekend, is not going to be very happy. They are at home. I am going to go with the Titans to beat the Jags. Baltimore and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What more can you say about this game? Tampa Bay is not great. Baltimore is way better than Tampa Bay. I'm going to go with the Ravens. San Diego and Oakland. This is an AFC West game, so it could be tight. A lot of AFC West games are. Oakland coming in with a new regime with interim head coach Tony Sparano. I don't think it's going to change much. Oakland just cannot do anything right. Offensively, defensively, special teams. Oakland is just bad. San Diego is a really good football team. We know that, and I do have the Chargers getting the win against the Raiders. Next up, we have the Chicago Bears and the Atlanta Falcons. And, what more can you say? The Bears, let's be honest, the Bears dominated the Carolina Panthers and gave it away at the end. Atlanta's a mess. Atlanta's a mess defensively. They lost another big defensive piece last week. Their offensive line is a mess still. They have all the injuries going on. The Bears defense has bent a little bit. Or I shouldn't say the Bears defense has bent a little bit. They've been fairly bad, but like I said, Atlanta's offense, not that great. I do think the Bears will get the win. I think it's tight, but I do have the Bears beating the Falcons. The big matchup of the weekend, of course, is Dallas Cowboys, Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. This game is going to be interesting. I do think Dallas's offensive line is going to give Seattle fits. I'm interested to see. Seattle's defense is good against the run. Obviously, Dallas's offense is good against the run. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to give here. I do think this game is close. I don't think Seattle blows out Dallas. But quite frankly, I think Seattle's just the better team here. Knowing the Cowboys, they are 4-1 and they're a good team, but they will probably find a way to do it the Cowboy way and lose this game. Washington Redskins, Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to go with the Cardinals here. I'm a little iffy. I know that there's a lot of people that were like, whoa, watch out for the Redskins. Look at that. They really kept the Seahawks in check on Monday night. And that's true, they did. But if you think about it, at the same time, they really didn't. The Seahawks kept the Seahawks in check on Monday night. 3 touchdowns negated by penalties. Seattle should have ran away with that game. Washington's offense could not move the ball. Arizona's defense is good. I don't see Washington moving the ball real well against the Arizona Cardinal defense. We still don't know exactly what's going to happen at quarterback. Drew Stanton is medically cleared to play, but we don't know if he's going to get the start or if he's going to play. I am still going to go with Arizona, though. Let's move to the Sunday night game now. New York Giants and Philadelphia Eagles. And a lot of you guys are going to call me crazy where I'm going to go with this, but I'm going with the New York Giants. I think the New York Giants are really hot right now. They've got the offense figured out under the new offensive coordinator. Everything seems to be rolling well. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia Eagles, the NFL seems to have figured out Nick Foles. Listen, Foles is not that great of a quarterback. He can't throw the ball down the field very well. He's got to do a lot of dinks and dunks to be successful. I think Philadelphia with no Deshaun Jackson, no stuff like that. Philadelphia is, I don't want to say a struggling team. They're still a good team, but I don't think they're great. I do think that they will. I do think that they will lose to the Giants here, and both these teams will be tied at 4-2. Next up, we've got the San Francisco 49ers. That was a rough transition between games. I apologize. San Francisco 49ers and the St. Louis Rams is our Monday night game. Some people are saying to watch out for the upset here. I don't think so. I know there's a lot of stuff going on in San Francisco right now with Harbaugh and will he be back and supposedly upset players and a supposedly upset team, but they're still good. The Rams are a good football team too. Listen, the Rams are a quarterback away from having a really good football team. I really like their personnel, but like I said, they're a quarterback away. And what do you need in this league to be a quarterback? To be successful, I mean, is a quarterback. The Rams don't have that. The Niners obviously doing Colin Kaepernick. I'm going with the Niners to get the win. I think the Niners make it kind of ugly. I'm going Niners over the Rams 31-17. I didn't do a lock of the week last week. I am going to this week though, and I am going with the Denver Broncos to beat the New York Jets. Alright, guys, that is going to do it for me. I am Jonathan was up for JM Sports 100 and the JM Sports Show. Don't forget to like the JM Sports Show page on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Links will be in the description. And I will see you guys later.